Mic check, mic check.
It's Thursday. It's 5 o'clock, and we just spilled beer on the computer, and that's fun. That's the fun thing about a live show. We're going to be reviewing your
I'm going to get a paper towel.
photos. So if you haven't already submitted your food photo, you can go to sdp.io/submit and do that now. We will be re-importing during the show to make sure that we see some photos that are submitted during the show. Frank is not in the studio today. I've had a cold, and we both have young kids in our families, so I want to keep them all healthy, but he will be joining you in the chat. So if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the chat, and Frank's going to be relaying them to me so that I don't get too distracted like I usually do. Also, if you're interested in learning more about photography, we have our 5-star photography book, Stunning Digital Photography. We include 20 hours of video. We have spent, it's been 15 years we've been working on this book. It's free updates for life, which is excellent for you and a huge regret on our accounts.
It was a terrible financial move.
It was terrible.
Who would do that?
And to add to the terrible financial move, you can get 10% off with Live 10. You know, I just listened to a financial podcast that said if you underprice your products, people will think they're not good. We probably should have made this like $50.
It's a good product. We're dumb business
We're
people.
just dumb, okay? But you know what's not dumb? Your food photos. So let's go right to them, Tony. Speaking of food, today I'm drinking Woodchuck hard cider from Vermont, which I brought back with me after we saw the eclipse.
My laptop and I are drinking Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA.
I'm hoping this solves my problems.
I'm hoping my
A
computer
lot of
works.
people have died this way.
First up, I'm sorting according to aperture from smallest f-stop to biggest f-stop, which means we have some iPhone photos to begin with.
Marvel's Mousse Tart. Yeah, Charlie. What are we going to say?
Well, I like the composition of it. They let objects flow off the sides of the screen, which gives you the feeling that it kind of goes on forever. There's no distractions. The lighting and everything is nice.
Yeah, I was going to do the lens blur effect. Does everybody have this yet, or is this just...
I don't know.
Let's try it.
I have the Lightroom beta.
So do I.
We both have the Lightroom beta, and it is a beta.
And...
There we go.
Okay, so if you do this, they now have lens blur, and so you can blur out the background, and this just gives you a little more pop-a-dop.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay.
We did it. Okay, this is from Richard, and we have what looks like a wonton soup. I like that you have the yellow bowl on a background with yellow, so you have this color thing going. But that's kind of the prettiest part of the picture because your food's not lit.
Yeah, it's all kind of in shadow. And I don't know, what do you think about the white vignetting? That's the brightening of the corners.
I don't know, but let's just use we can use a radial gradient, and we can,
The lines never appear anymore, so.
Okay, well, okay. We could brighten the food a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, food photos are difficult in a way that portraits are difficult because we very instinctually have this idea of what looks good. And so we want food to be bright and colorful, and it has to look appealing, and that can be really difficult to convey in photos. So make sure that you're lighting your food really well. Natural lighting works well. Let's get out of what I was trying to do.
You can use that keyboard too.
Chincoterie, catch of the day. Been
So,
there.
What I like about this is it's not just food, but they are telling the story of his experience with the food. Maybe it needs to be zeroed in a little bit. This might be a good opportunity to use the lens blur and blur some of the background. Maybe we can crop in, like we have these distracting straws on the left side.
Yeah, let's do that fake lens blur again, just to see what that looks like.
Yeah, as we look at smartphone photos, we are kind of realizing all the benefits of using a big traditional camera, like having a lens aperture that allows you to create some subject separation just on the fly is really powerful.
Yeah, subject separation. So here you can see in your first photo, his expression and looking at the food is great, but I was getting distracted by the guy in the background and the clutter of just the detail and sharpness of the background. So we kind of smoothed that out, and now it's all about him loving that lobster.
Yeah, and maybe at the time you could have,
Oh, cropping? I bet y'all didn't see that coming.
cropping, but I was going to say also use some forced perspective, like move the camera a little bit closer to the food so the food is bigger in the frame and he's a little bit in the background. Just think about the storytelling, but that's what I like about this. You did include the story. His reaction to the food is more important than the food itself.
And Charlie Gibson said the show is brought to you by Brawny paper towels. Since we're spilling things, we need a splash guard. Okay, Indian dish, miso.
So almost ironically, this is OnePlus A6000. I'm confused. I guess that's a phone, but we actually have the foreground subject here is out of focus. Like there's not enough depth of field in this one. We need the opposite. We kind of need that foreground to be in focus.
I think that if we were to crop this, we could make up for that. So let's try to just make this thing in the foreground not really the focus, but it's there. It will add some depth, but we won't be as distracted. And then this is actually your subject, but it's kind of being blocked by, and this edge is kind of messy. That's what I'm saying. Like food photography is very difficult. I'm not good at it because you need a food stylist most of the time.
Yeah, when we photographed restaurants, it's all kind of a ruse. Like you don't just take any random plate, you do some special presentation things and then you light it. And the really good food photographers, which I don't consider myself part of, they have like special solvents and sprays and glazes that they put on things to make it look fresh or cold or whatever.
Oh yeah, I've always kind of been interested in that. Like they use mashed potatoes for ice cream or something. The food styling is its own whole thing. So. Oh my gosh, nature
sunrise.
bacon?
This is pretty cool, and I like the part of the story that it tells. I kind of wish we could see more of the background, more of the environment, because it is more of an environmental story than it is just about the food. Oh, that's a good call. You want those highlights especially to be kind of warm.
I think also one thing about food is you want the food to be the right color, which is why if you don't have a good lighting setup, it's good to just put food in a window and get natural light so that all of the colors are represented accurately. Because like I was saying, it's instinctual. Like if meat looks green, it's automatically a bad photo. No one wants to eat green meat, so it's got to look appealing. But I love the sunshine and
the fire looks great. Maybe if the bacon were a little crispier, like later on in the
cooking
process.
Oh, because you just want to eat the bacon. Whoa.
Oh, Jody, this is beautiful.
Cool. Abstract pancakes? I give you a pick. Like, that's really just fun.
But,
uh-oh.
Hear me out. What if this were at like F8 or something? Do you like the fact that the pancakes have the background blur along the edge? Since we have a clean background, I'd probably go F11, get everything nice and sharp.
I mean, I would like to see it both ways, but I think it's neat that this is just kind of abstract food photography. So I think of it as more artistic. But yeah, I'll give you a pick.
Yeah, great shot.
I don't think I've popped the whites once. That's how you know I'm truly sick. I better drink more medicine. Dinner with the wife. Whoa, I want a big old board of food.
Yeah, this feels almost like this is German amounts of meat.
I don't know that about the Germans.
But I feel like it needs more contrast, right? Doesn't it feel kind of flat? I don't know exactly how to do that without making stuff look weird. But
side lighting.
Yeah, you're right.
So again, I can see that you probably have this under your kitchen light because you're getting these specular highlights here, and then it looks very flat. But if you were to put this in front of a window and get side lighting on it, then it would enhance the color and you'd get some depth and it would just kind of show like the textures and the juiciness of everything.
All about lighting.
It's all about the lighting, but I love the setup. I think it's so good. I like that.
The arrangement here is really good.
Yeah.
So this must be some like traditional style.
Some sort of tortilla.
Making tortillas or, yeah. It's pretty washed out.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if it's like flour in the air.
They're just in a massive cloud of flour. It's an atmospheric condition you've never experienced. I don't think so. I think it's just it's just life.
The camera phone.
Yeah, maybe he got fingerprints on the camera phone.
I think what's interesting about this is probably the process of making it. So you might think about including some storytelling, like somebody putting even just their hand in there as they're placing one, or if there's a spatula or something, might make it a little more compelling. Okay, this is another picture that's all about story, right? it's not just here's a bunch of candy, but here's this guy who loves candy.
Who can't control himself around candy. Everyone's in danger. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would crop it because that's what we do. That's a signature move. Uh-oh. I'm out of control. And I would just crop into all the candy so that it just goes on forever.
Yeah.
And now we don't know.
I was going to suggest repositioning, like thinking of your story elements, which are he's excited, you want to show his expression, and then just a world of candy. So you could have him in the foreground, just like head and shoulders as you have him, but then center him in front of the candy. So the candy is just sort of filling the background completely. Now, you could go to 25 millimeters on your lens. So zoom in all the way and get that compression. And just think about the storytelling techniques and eliminating anything that's not a key part of the story. So here we have like a huge thing of rice checks. What is going on here? This is like a table of rice checks? Or
maybe
what do you call it when it's like a mix? Chex Mix. It's right in the title.
I think maybe they're making it in bulk for the holidays or something. That's my guess. Let me know, Bruce. This is really cool. I feel like you documented a family tradition. This is tough because obviously it's like under your table light, but again, the light is making it kind of a strange color.
Yeah,
if we put
yellow.
the dropper on the white here, gosh darn it, that dropper has never done me right. Has anyone ever gotten that dropper to work? Like it just doesn't work.
It's a mess.
But I would just try to correct the color a little bit and just correct it to what looks most appetizing.
Yeah, and it might be, I think, filling the frame like that makes it a little more compelling, or if you're going to show context, then show people interacting with it, mixing whatever the rest of the story is.
Just do snow angels next time in the trail. That's what I want to do. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, Anthony. I think what I really like is that you got the center one in focus, and then these ones are kind of blurred so we get depth. Mm-hmm. You got a low angle. I think you got the right angle because I'm able to see the texture of the bread. There's some sort of tapenade or something on here. It looks really delicious. Again, it's the color of the light that does it feel a little off to you?
You're right. I didn't think about it, but now that you mentioned it.
But we can just, you just have to make it so that the food looks the color it's supposed to look, so you can try that. But otherwise,
I like
think
the
that's
composition, like no distractions or anything. Great shot, Anthony. Seasoning the peppers.
Rudy.
So Rudy did something really good here, which is he's showing the action, right? The action of seasoning. Though I wish I could see where it's coming from. It looks like it's like a little
He like
snow
has
cloud.
a salt nose, and he just like.
Gross, Chelsea. You feel weird when you have a cold.
I really do, actually. I really do. Yes. It's a problem.
So anyway, I just want to see a little of the shaker.
I'd like to see the flames, like a Chili's commercial. This is beautiful.
This is a great like still life. Look at those.
Look at those little
tiny
scoops.
Little scoop.
The colors are really nice. You styled the food. Look,
great. The lighting is
like
great.
The peppers are crossed. You have just a lot of, and everything's going off the frame. So I feel like, how many vegetables do you have? You're just like veggie rich. Everything looks fresh. The colors are accurate. It looks appetizing. You put it on a background that matches this kind of earthy, farmy look.
Yeah, I'm giving this a pick.
And you have the cutting board here that also matches. It's not plastic or something. It's a beautiful wood. This is really well done.
Can I say, if you look at the surface there, that wood surface, we have almost what looks just like that in like ceramic tiles that we just got from like Lowe's, just like flooring tiles.
Hardware store.
Yeah, and we got like 4 or 5 of those, and when I need to take a little still life like this, I just set them up anywhere, and then I stash them away. So think about just getting some flooring from your local hardware store.
Yeah, but they also have vinyl little backdrops you can roll out and stuff too if you don't. Because the tiles, they look pretty good, but they're actually very heavy, so they're not that easy to store.
Yeah,
so.
But they're easier.
Oops.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. He's including some story, right? It's not just the dough, but I think it's more interesting that this guy's rolling out the dough.
I think this is actually more like an environmental portrait.
Yeah.
But I really like it, so I'm going to give you a pick. And it's very food-centric. I count it. It fits in the category. I just think it's more about him. I like that a lot. Food.
Again, it needs lighting, right?
Yeah. Let's just see how this dropper fails us again.
Yeah,
Well,
slightly purple cookies now.
Who made this dropper?
I think it needs to be like a bigger sample. I think it might pick up a little bit of noise in 1 pixel, and I don't know.
Don't be a dropper apologist. Okay. I don't really know what's happening either. Like, are they conjoined with this chocolate thing? I am not sure. Get me into the deets of the cookie. I like the
Looks
plate.
good though.
Look,
Oh
they
my
snuck a dog in. That's how much. Okay. Okay, I give you a
pick for the dog. Now this is gorgeous. The colors here are vibrant. There's maybe it's also the lighting is a little bit nicer. You can see the side lighting is creating a little bit of depth. So we get this kind of shadow here. Like I just want you to understand the difference that the lighting is making. It's also casting little specular highlights on the sugar crystals. A beautiful shot. And I like the square crop. Great shot, Brad. Nothing I can do.
Brad, there's nothing
Nailed
we
it.
can do. AMV asks, are there any foods that don't photograph well? Oh my gosh. You know which foods are difficult? Sloppy foods. Like foods without structure, like a soup. The person that had the soup is difficult. It's all about the styling at that point. Soup's not inherently good looking. You've got to put something on the top, like a fresh sprig of vegetable. You've got to make it not soup anymore to make it look good.
I'm trying to think of anything I've had that does photograph well. Like whenever I take a picture of my food, I'm like, oh, this is such a beautiful presentation at a restaurant. Take a picture, like, oh, that looks terrible.
I know.
That's disgusting.
I am one of those
What's
people.
wrong?
We go to dinner and we order some beautiful dishes, and I'm like, wait, let me take a picture. I'm like, this looks like crap. This is not representing what I see. And it is really about the light and the styling and stuff. I think this person did a great job. Lisa, you took something that is not, this alone doesn't, I would have said, what is this? And it looks gross, but you put it in context.
Right.
You put fresh apples, and then you put some salt or something around this cutting board and the little teaspoon with the
Cinnamon, probably?
cinnamon. And now it looks good. You gave us context. You gave us styling. I give you 5 stars and a pick because you get it.
But a higher
Girl,
up
you
stock
get
would have been better.
it. Shh.
When we used to do stock photography, I remember we did a coffee shoot. And to convey coffee, you don't just put a cup of coffee, but I would get like a bunch of beans. You needed like all this stuff just to be like, this is coffee.
Yeah, otherwise
But when I
it's
have
too
coffee, I usually
mysterious.
don't have a pile of spilled beans.
I do. I need the spilled beans. Chris, this is like a landscape of cupcake, and I'm here for it. That's actually...
Yeah, this is great. I don't like that thing that's suddenly in
How
focus.
did you even notice that? How does he do
I check the edges of the frame every time.
Whew.
But now this is great, and this gets a pick.
Wait, I still think the colors still get me. This is so
You're
difficult.
more sensitive to color than I am.
I'm such a color girl.
You're gonna warm it up a little? Yeah. You're right. That's better. That's better.
And artificial light tends to have some green in it too, so I usually just pop a tiny bit of magenta in there. Jennifer, this is beautiful.
Nice little, bento
Again,
box.
she created a scene. We have this beautiful linen napkin. We have a beautiful background, the bento box. I almost feel like this is an ad for the bento box. It is, isn't it? I want one. And then we have the sauce on the side, and oh gosh, this is excellent. I'm giving you 5 stars and a pick. Everything's in focus. The colors are accurate. Maybe the bread's got a little bit of green to it. Let me see. This is beautiful. You did it.
Just saying a bento box is reminding me of the time we were in Tokyo. And we had only amazing meals in Tokyo. But then this one time we grabbed a bento box before getting on the train. And we opened the bento box after we boarded, and we're going to be away from food for like 6 hours. It was so disgusting.
Well, we did get it
What
from
was wrong with that bento box?
We got it from a vending machine, but actually to this day, I don't know what was in there. I have no idea what the food was. That's never happened to me before. Okay, Christian, where are you? Drop the address. I want to be a part of this situation. Why is she like, she's like,
Her
oh
expression's
no.
making me laugh.
Yeah. And he's laughing. He's like, she always does this. All right, I'm going to brighten it up even more. I don't know. I like this. I'm going to give it a pick. I want to be there. I want to be a part of it. You've got a little story going on.
Yeah.
This is the fanciest gingerbread man I've ever seen in my life. It's got fur pants, silver buttons, a golden bow tie, like 5 stars in a pic.
Yeah, great shot.
The only thing is you have it on the paper still. You could do the background.
Yeah, I was thinking it could add a little something.
He should be photographed in like a little mansion or like a little gingerbread Maserati or something. What's this?
Oh, beautiful. Another little still life.
The Bunkhouse Coffee Time with Kenneth Davis.
Wow.
Bye.
And it's got a little sign there and a little pocket watch.
Dang.
Okay.
Another place I'd like to be. You styled it. Is this off level or is my head crooked again?
It might be, yeah. You're right. It's a little off level. Like, look at that coffee cup on the right. It might just be lens distortion.
But there's a thing for that. Da, da, da,
Oh,
da.
no, this is not.
Let's do something wild. Ba-na-na. Da-na-na-na. Sorry.
You know, it actually, that does look a little bit better.
You know what? We should just cancel
Okay,
the
you
show
have
when
good
I'm
instincts.
sick, because, ugh. Ooh, we can also crop out some of this chain.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't need
all the
That's too
chain.
much.
There we go.
Okay, that's better. Okay, good. We should have said food and drinks, because drinks are welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I want this espresso martini to be a
Lit.
little brighter. Like, it's just so dark, and the foam up there should be almost completely white. And also ask your bartender to just borrow a handful of espresso beans that you can scatter around.
It needs 1 espresso bean.
Yeah, because I'm not sure I would have known that it was an espresso martini.
You
unless it
seem
was in the
very
title.
familiar with espresso martinis, sir.
I've had good and bad experiences with espresso martinis.
Okay. I brightened it up, and I don't think I went too far.
No. Okay, very nice
No
shot.
one does.
Okay, the color here is definitely an issue. Like, it's very yellow.
But
So we're just gonna. Okay.
no. What? This is crazy. The one time I disagree. Can I tell you why?
You liked the color?
Wait, can I tell you why? Because the Christmas lights explain it.
Oh.
And it's steaming.
Yeah, the steam is great.
Maybe let's split the difference. Let's compromise. We could cool it a little.
Cool it, Chelsea. Okay, but here's the shot with this, I think. You've got
What?
those beautiful lights. We need less table. Position the coffee mug over here at the edge. Get the Christmas lights in the background. And mostly fill the frame with, like, beautiful bokeh balls.
I will say, we're being picky, but my first impression was like, ooh, nice. I want to drink that. So I feel like you did it. I feel like it looks
Yeah,
good.
it's a good shot.
Anne-Marie, what I like about this is that I don't think we're talking about food anymore. This should have been on our artsy show.
I thought that too. It felt like an artistic statement. I'm not sure exactly what, but I'm also caught like wondering, like, where is this? Like, is it just floating in space?
What was
I feel
that
like I need to see some.
Scarlett Johansson movie where she exists in that black room and then she eats men or something?
Oh,
Am I
I have a
tripping
vague
right
memory
now?
of that. No, you're right. That,
It looked
it
like
was
that.
a trippy movie. Are you trying to look up the movie now?
No, I'm looking at the comments. Oh, Aaron Smith said bad timing on the show as I'm fasting today.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, that was a choice.
Your picture made us think, Anne. Thank you
And
for sending that.
I give it a pick. Let me go back and give it a pick. I like it.
Okay.
Mike, this looks delicious. Aaron and me are hungry. I'm going to pop the whites because I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, you're for the washed out look, like.
I think that was a stylistic choice, so I'll give him that. Maybe I'll just go down a little bit.
Okay.
But I like that. Raw food is best, says Simon Barnaby. Simon Barnaby, raw food is best, Simon Barnaby. Okay.
I want it front focused.
Oh, because we're
Right.
focused on the back.
Yeah, that feels a little distracting to me. And I'm also confused about why it's on a burner. I don't know
'Cause
if
it's
it was on
supposed to be raw.
skillet or something, but
Let's just crop in. Because I feel like, because he focused on the back, I feel like now I'm taking a little food journey to the back. And then let's select the background. And now, this food is in a food studio.
oh man. This is how Scarlett Johansson's character eats.
Okay, we delved at it. Jim Lewis, I like that you just took a
This is beautiful.
simple food. When you don't have a food stylist, this is the way to go.
Yeah, and a spray bottle is so useful in many types of photography.
Spray bottles, you could spray anything and it's going to become more photogenic. I also like that he thought about color. I feel like Jim, did you watch the color show? Because you have blue contrasting with the red. That looks really good.
Great work. The lighting is great.
Yeah, this is a very dramatic apple. I'm going to pop the whites because I'm dramatic. Okay, she loves the food of El Salvador. Me too. I love pupusas. I like that you got her expression. I like the action. I like the smoke. I wish you were at a little bit of a higher angle so I could see what she was cooking. I do see chickens. I see a little bit of what's going on.
Yeah,
Pupusa, okay.
but I think we could tighten it in, like zoom in a little tighter, fill the frame a little bit.
Yeah, I would blur out those people.
Oh,
Whoa.
okay.
This is exactly what we were looking for. He doesn't approve of my puns.
I just let
Okay.
that sit in silence for a
I
little
know.
bit. You deserve that punishment.
Erlen says, Under the Skin is the movie with Scarlett Johansson eating dudes in the black room.
Oh, of course you knew.
Yes! Erlen pulls through again. That was a good movie. Okay.
We might be able to get through all the photos today because we don't have that many food photos.
Wait, I want to go back and color correct a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm.
Felt like the color was okay on this one.
Okay, Jared has a can of Coca-Cola with some, what is the splatter? What did you do?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. Like it's kind of washed out. I feel like I want to see a little more of it, but I don't know what's going on with the splatter. It's interesting.
It is interesting. I don't really know what's happening. I would also make sure you get that classic Coca-Cola red correct, just because that's such a big part of it, but
Yeah.
it looks cool. And then expressive ingredients. Yes, egg puns. Woo! Sorry, Tony, you are alone on this one. So this person gave the eggs faces, which is really funny. You've got some Vienna sausage and corn muffin mix. Are you making some kind of toad in the hole type of situation? You have this that just says tools.
I'm distracted by the tools.
So maybe I would just crop that out. But yeah, cute little scene. Karim Lutfi.
It took me a second to realize that the cupcake up here has a bite out of it. So you need to think about sort of the storytelling and the contrast. Like if that bite's important, then I would remove the paper so that it's against the white so that you could see the shape of the bite a little bit better.
Tony also bites the paper. So he's confused. Why
I'm
isn't
not
the
one of you
paper?
people. The
Who
paper
didn't bite
peelers.
the paper? Look at this corn.
Oh, that's great. See, they're putting the corn in some context. What? That's good. Shannon's doing the right
No,
thing.
I like it. I just, corn doesn't always have to be in the field, I let the corn. I like the colors too. I just feel like it's like you got lost in the corn maze and it was desperate times and
Corn maze.
you had to eat
I
the
see
corn.
what you did there.
Fruit. I don't even know what I did there. I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, fruit bowl, 50 millimeter. This is the shape that I like. This on the black background, I would just crop. I would crop. I let people edit my photo in the photo group, and they had some really good ideas. I see why this is helpful. Okay, let me see if that helps a little. I really like this line. Like, ooh, that's a good fruit bowl.
Great shot, Greg. Oh, this cake looks really nice. But I'm distracted by the recognizable Starbucks logo in the background.
Well, let me help you. Dib-a-dib-up.
Is it by cropping?
Okay, I see. I think you had natural light because you have the side lighting, and I'm seeing the texture, the crumb of the cake, if you will, and really nice appetizing colors. It looks good, Nick. I like this Christmas scene.
Ooh, this is beautiful.
It is.
What a nice little scene.
And you have even the evergreens in the background. The wood is really nice.
Mm-hmm. This is such a good exercise to make like a still life like
It
this.
is.
It's so hard to like fill an entire frame and have no distractions.
Yeah,
in
it is.
A peach.
Christine,
Looks ready to eat.
I just feel like,
Oh, Christine needed a spray bottle. If you had a spray bottle, that's the thing that you need. Or you go out like right after it rains.
that Tony brings a spray bottle everywhere.
Everywhere.
Because it's also good if someone attacks you. Look at this one.
Oh, I'm giving you a pick, Zaid.
I mean, I don't have anything else to say, but it's nice. Oh, ain't this just life, John? What's that? Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Lynette. What a nice charcuterie. Just, what is this? A nice Edam cheese.
So I think with this composition, because of the shape of the charcuterie, most of the
Nice.
board is going to be just negative space. So you could do a few different things. You could put this at an angle, like rotate the whole thing like 45 degrees so it's kind of going away from you, and that would allow you to better fill up the entire frame, and then you could just get closer, maybe put the glass of wine in the background a little bit. In other words, arrange the things to sort of fill the frame, even if it's going to be a horizontal frame.
Cheese, more cheese. Alan Potts said, Chelsea, that was a bad yoke. The people choose me, Tony. They're punny. Okay, Kev Drury. This is also beautiful. Wow. I like that you have these fresh, raw vegetables in with the food. Because like something like this could just be very brown.
That's great.
It does look really good, but once you put it next to fresh vegetables, you get this color. Look, do you always do the ketchup like that? Not to be controversial, but it looks
No.
good for the photo, but what? Right?
You're saying you needed to spray it with some water and get some droplets on there? Like it was fresh picked after a rainstorm. Great job, Kev. You get a pick. Well, Chelsea.
Remember
pops
we
it
used to
out.
have a cough button?
Yeah, we don't have that anymore.
We're more real now.
Yeah.
Look at this beautiful still life.
Yeah, what are these, like chestnuts or something?
That's a walnut, Tony.
Oh.
Tony doesn't know about things. Does look like Vermeer. I like the side lighting.
Yeah.
I like how painterly it looks. I love this one lonely fig. That's symbolic. Pick. Cucumber, not for human consumption.
Now here I'm actually confused about the context. It's like a
I-
cucumber, but it's like in weeds.
Did you find this cucumber like this, or did you put it there? That's all I want to know.
They must be like feeding a groundhog. Oh, this is beautiful. What a nice macro shot. They got really close. I didn't know Fruit Loops were so
Loops.
gorgeous. The lighting here is really nice.
Yeah, I'm going to warm it up. Now these are golden Fruit Loops. Okay. Michael, I like the inclusion of the hand and the napkin, and the styling's nice. You could have just taken a picture of the plate and it would have been nice, but I like the fork and the hand in there.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's interesting that this person does not know how to use a fork. But,
Yeah, is that like a European thing where you stab things upside down?
oh, it's upside down.
You know,
I
some
can-
people like stab things upside down, and they even like put the fork in their mouth upside down. But
I
I
do
was
that.
taught, yeah, I've seen you do it some, but like, what's the difference?
That's the proper British way. My grandmother's from England. But
Oh.
I thought this was a right side up fork and she was just like mushing down the salad. But if it's upside down, that makes sense. Yeah, wait, what were you taught? How were you taught to eat? I don't think about
With
it.
the tines like bending up.
But then how do you cut? Because you have to turn it over upside down and cut, and then you... Well, actually, you're supposed to switch hands and then take a bite.
I'm an American. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's correct in America as well.
I believed red, white, and blue.
But I
don't know
did
about
have a
you.
cousin who ate like this, and he was like the rebel of the dinner table because we weren't allowed to have like elbows on the table. He would just be going at it like it was pretty crazy.
Name him. Don't be a coward.
Andrew.
I didn't expect. Sorry.
Okay, this is really cool. I like the reflection.
Yeah, I actually feel like it definitely is getting better as I peek into the shadows a little bit. Like I just want a little bit of depth so it's not just floating there. I don't want to overexpose it too much, but great shot. I'm going to give you a pick. That's gorgeous. Jim Setzer. Oh, he gave Tony some room to crop. I'm Tony. Yeah, I'll take you up on that. Thanks for putting your watermark right where I'll crop it out. Great shot. I feel like the lighting could be a little more dramatic, right?
Wait, is this sushi with marshmallows?
Oh.
I'll make it more dramatic for you.
Yeah, what course is this? It's got a salad and like a sushi crepe or something? Interesting. Great. You get a pick.
There is zero downtime with the fork in your left hand and the knife in your right. Yeah, true. You like cut, you can just be like efficient. I don't know what you're doing, but me and Anna C. were beasts.
I feel like the person calling the comments has a little bit of bias. I don't feel like I'm getting a fair shake.
It's not me, it's Frank. So he also agrees. He probably loves egg buns too. Look at these tarts. Pick for the tarts immediately. I love you put, again, the fresh fruit inclusion. Look at, also this composition's so good. I like how the cutting board just comes out to a point here.
But I feel like they could compress everything, move everything a little closer, like a little less negative space, I think would improve.
I like it. I'm going to give it a pick.
Ooh, M&Ms. Okay, this is great. The whole frame is filled. We have a nice foreground subject. I like that one of the M&Ms is split, so you get to see
How'd you even do that?
The candy in the middle.
Let me try to use the dropper to correct the light. What? Oh my God. It's never worked and it never will.
It only got worse.
We should put the dropper inventor in jail. Okay, Alexandru. What is this? This looks delicious. Oh, they're eggs. A lot of eggs. I was going to take a picture for the show and it was going to be an egg as well. But I forgot that I was going to do that. I give you a pick.
Sorry.
Thank you for supporting my storytelling.
Oh, more eggs.
Wow, eggs are where it's at.
Yeah, this is so interesting. I love the glowing egg that just came out of its shell. I give you a pick for doing a little.
This looks like a poster from the 70s.
story.
I give you a pick too.
I want some noise reduction in it, but I'll let you do that on your own.
Linguine. I like the shadows. I like the side lighting, the drama.
Yeah,
I do like
that.
the drizzle of olive oil, but like
It's too high up, right? Like the key elements are too far apart. Like get it closer, fill the frame. The candle back there is distracting. Like I want it just to be the oil drizzle and the spout that the oil is coming out of needs to be in there too, and the linguine.
What if it's just so good someone's drooling on it? Wait, let's warm it up a little. Oh, wow. I give this a pick and 5 stars. This is so beautiful. I love the lighting, the styling, the plate. I would just wish I were there right now. There's your coffee beans, Tony.
That is good. Now, little cup of coffee, little spoon. Might just add a little more story to it. A little cup of cream, maybe.
It's beans. Nathaniel. Let's try the dropper.
This is one of those like appetizers you get at like a $300 a plate restaurant, right? This is like one of those really fancy places. Like each one of those little colorful dots is like super delicious and like $8 each.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I just, again, the light, but you can't always control the light. I understand. I've been in restaurants and I've often fantasized about just going to the restaurant people and being like, let me design your lighting for 2 reasons. 1, the food looks like crap. 2, the patrons look like crap. Don't you hate when they put the little interrogation bulb And then you've got like everyone just looks top lit. It's like, let a photographer design the lighting in your restaurant. People are trying to go on dates here and you're making them look like they're telling a campfire story. That's my little rant.
We really have conversations like that. Finally, some booze. This is a beautiful little still life. The wood and the fire work just great. I feel like I need to do something with the processing, but like you have the shot.
Someone gave me $10 because I said I need more beer.
Pick.
From Champagne Sumo. Okay, well this is cider, but I guess I'll have Tony's beer.
You have to, okay, go ahead. The laptop had some already, you might as well have some too.
They explained their photo to me from last time. Tony and Chelsea, thank you so much for your kind words regarding my photo. I'm a hobbyist that focuses mostly on my son's athletics. I found that being a photographer allows me to roam around more freely than other parents, and I keep getting asked to do more work for others. Now I basically shoot the entire cross-country, indoor, TNF, and outdoors track and field teams. It's amazing to bring joy to these kids. You said you didn't know how I executed ornament. A friend and I shot the town Christmas decorations in Dover, New Jersey. This is an 8-foot tall, yellowish white round LED ornament. I didn't do much for exposure. Cool. Wow. Thanks for explaining that because I really was confused about what that was. He zoomed out so I could see it better. Very cool.
Yeah, and I like that we were able to like kill 3 minutes of time with like no thinking.
And look, he even included a QR code. The man's on fire.
He is organized.
Okay.
So here's some beer. I like the Dutch tilt, but maybe
that's what I feel like
less.
Right now. Let's.
Oh,
Oh,
this is beautiful.
you know what this
I'm gonna give
reminds
you a
me of?
pick, and I'm gonna crop it down.
Do you know that song that's like, pour some sugar on me? I know you.
What
know
does that
it.
warrant?
I don't know, but don't act like you don't know it. I hear you listen to that kind of music sometimes.
I think it's the warrant. Is it the Cherry Pie album?
Nick says, do you use Lightroom or Lightroom Classic?
We use Lightroom Classic.
Honestly, I still don't know the difference.
They've gotten closer over time. Lightroom has a better user interface, and we should probably switch over, but I haven't yet.
Nobody like the action. I didn't know you could fit this many strawberries on one spoon, actually. How'd you do that?
How did they do? They must have like a toothpick running through it.
They're probably in Cirque du Soleil. I mean, there's just many talents happening in that picture, so pick.
Yeah, that one got a pick. This is a gorgeous plate of sushi. The table is gorgeous. The plate is gorgeous. Even the light is nice. Nice side lighting.
Yeah.
Great job. We need some like, oh, I see, reflecting. I'm trying to figure out if there's a story here.
I think that he gets gorgeous morning light in his kitchen, and he was like, these nanners are looking great. Let's crop it, because what else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? That's our dog scritching around.
Oh, this is gorgeous. I'll give you a
Elam
pick.
Pie, let's give him a pick for that.
I almost got through all the pictures, and then we can re-import. This will be the first time
yes,
we've gotten through all the
Bob
pictures.
Parker.
I'm going
to give you a pick.
A little bit. Think about
this is a great picture.
The main element here is going to be the 93rd happy birthday. Like somebody actually wrote what was going on, which is going to make it very easy. I would just make sure that you align that and her smiling face as close as possible. If you can get the candles lit, candles are super exciting when they're on fire. Make the picture a little bit better.
Let's do the
You want to blur the background?
So, how'd you know? How'd you know about
Because it needs it. See like a bunch of siding in the background that could be better.
Yeah. I give this 5 stars and a pick.
Great job, Bob. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying to take this in.
What's happening?
Cockspring Path.
Let's peek in the
Is
shadows.
it like a tomato truck? Drysdale Tomatoes. Oh. Okay. So it must be a company that transports produce.
Those tomatoes do look good.
Yeah, they do. Spray bottle. Oh.
This white balance is crazy. Let's use the dropper.
Okay.
Because I've literally never learned a lesson in my life.
I think if the book's going to be in there, then it needs to be like a little more prominent. We need to see the cover and not the sticker from the bookstore.
I think it'll just be like...
But
This
you
is
might
what.
just pull it out.
Do you hear our dog? Why do dogs do that? What have they ever changed doing that? We need to interview Pixel.
Pixel, you're gonna get yourself fired.
She's fired. Cool. I actually kind of like.
Okay, that's even better. Man, now I want some cheesecake.
I know.
We just got 2 pictures left, and then I'll re-import.
Let's see.
I want to see what book they're reading here. What is going on?
Dust.
Dust. Okay. That's seen on Apple TV. I like it when they take you from the TV show back.
I feel like we watched that. Yeah, I like this.
I think you could be a little more deliberate about the composition, like this truck in the background, a little bit of distraction. I kind of like the atmosphere, though.
I like these 2 pairs looking at the dead pair.
Oh, yeah. This is, it's pretty beautiful. I want there to be a little more of a white point in there. But
It's apparent what you were doing here.
wow. Well,
This scene is perilous.
I'm just good. Great shot, pick. I'm going to re-import. See if anybody has sent anything in. Oh, I did not expect so many photos.
I see some great ones. Let me go to the comments and see. So they're catching up on sending me comments, so I'm going to go straight to the chat. Frank says, go Pixel. Frank, you're encouraging the mutiny happening right here in the studio? White Pop Crop. Exactly, Greg C. That should just be the name of the show. Rudy says, cool pair photo. I agree. Chris said, did the new season of Silo start yet? That's what it is. It's Silo. We watched that. The sci-fi about how they live in the silo and if they leave, they'll die.
Oh, yeah.
That's from the book Dust.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
I was trying to remember what it was. Oh, there's always so much in the chat. Sometimes I think we should just have them entertain us. Wasn't expecting you to pick my Holga Burger King shot. Oh, it's taken with a Holga. That's cool.
Oh.
And, oh no, my photo didn't load, said Anthony.
I did sometimes get like a few errors. I don't know why it just won't load a picture in.
Pour Some Sugar on These by Def Leppard, Tony. How could you?
Wow. The 80s have rejected me.
Wait, Erlen said, did you know that the Dutch tilt was actually a German tilt, as in Deutsch, which is German for German?
Mind blown.
Erland, you are just bringing so much value to the chat.
What about going Dutch? Is that German too?
I don't know. Erlen's the one that knows everything.
Ireland. Look up the etymology of going Dutch.
Okay. Wait, and Neil says, my pair photo is meant to be a take on man down instead of its pair down.
Wow.
I knew there was something.
Sorry, we didn't pick up on that.
Sorry.
So
We're not Ireland.
This is not actually food, but sometimes in classic car shows, the people will like style their car. Like an
Yeah, that's cool.
Through. That's cool.
I think it tells a story.
Okay.
Wow.
I like this lady in the background. Like, I think that's the focal point. I like the deep depth of field that you got.
She also gives it a sense of scale.
Yeah.
And this is just a little fruit journey. Like, look at these fruits. Have you ever had so many options, Tony?
I do think if you had stepped back and zoomed in, you could have just added some more compression and supported it a little bit better. Sorry.
Playing with food. I give you a pick.
That's
I think
cute.
that's really cool. I'm going to try it in black and white.
Oh.
And I actually think that this is just like, I would want
I think, go high art with it.
I think that I would want a print of this. I like this photo a lot. Haha, pick for you. Now, Aaron says this is still too rare. And I agree. Who could eat such a cutie little duty? Okay. Nathan, we got some roasted Brussels with some rosemary. Always a fan. I'm actually going to bring up the exposure because I just want to know what's going on a little bit. And I'm going to warm it a little so the food looks warm. So like cool picture, cold food. If you warm it up a little, it actually makes the food look warm. It's a little trick I learned from living.
This is gorgeous. I love the sprinkling on there.
Warm.
Maybe if you could see fingertips at just the top of the frame, just like picking in.
I like the symmetry with the two mugs. Like you even put the handles. Look at this symmetry.
Yeah, that deserves that's a great
Edmund, job. You. Now this person, did you make these macarons yourself? Did you do that? That is beautiful.
I would just crop out the left side there. Fill the frame a little bit more. Great shot. Cheese board. Ben, this is
Ben.
definitely a gorgeous cheese board. What do you think? Should they just fill the frame up with all the
Try it.
goodies?
Just try it.
Okay.
Let me go into my doc and see if we have any more comments. Chris and Frank got their cursors going.
No, you had it right.
You had it right. Sometimes we
You experiment, you play.
and then we figure out you had it right all along.
Pet peeve of mine, I hate it when they make hamburgers like so thick. Like it's a nice presentation, but I have to cram that into my human mouth, and I don't have one of those heads that tilts back. Just give me like a thin hamburger.
Oh, you want a thin burger?
Yeah, I mean, you can try to push it down, but then it like leaks everywhere and gets all over your shirt, and then the whole date is ruined.
You want a slider?
I just want a thinner burger.
Okay.
Not a smaller circumference.
Who are you appealing to right now? Just all burger creators?
Burger eaters? Yeah. Some restaurateur is seeing me.
Richard, I've never seen a situation like this.
Yeah, they're just straight up in the oven, I guess. Wild.
This is so cool. I'll give you a pick because this is how this food is cooked, but also you took me on a journey.
Yeah, interesting picture.
That's cool. Is that beer?
Yeah, I guess they're just kegs.
Very cool.
Oh.
Hey.
There you go. See, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Is this the
Sprinkles
same
of the
person
tea.
as before because they have this unusual teacup?
Yeah, that's true. I love
I'll
it.
give you a pick.
Okay. Some
Danny.
apples. Again, spray bottle. This leaf in the foreground is a little distracting since it's out of focus, but you could pull it down.
Jim says Tony's world seems miserable. Man can't even just enjoy a burger. Someone said, expand your mouth, Tony. But Zimmy agrees with you. Zimmy
and I are miserable together. Just eating our thin burgers.
Ryan Scott said a friend made the macarons. Or macaroons. I don't know how to say it. Well, your friend is talented, and so are you.
We're almost through. Here's
Look
a
at that
beautiful
bread.
picture of homemade sourdough. I like the little flower stalk. That's gorgeous. Again, a beautiful picture,
Whoa.
great composition.
I like that you got low. You have a beautiful background.
Yeah, this is how you fill the frame.
Yeah, you did a good job. I give you a pick. Oh, let's just go for it. Let's just brighten it.
Yeah. Let it glow. Think about
Let it
the
glow.
background a little bit, what you're conveying.
Oh.
Is this for like dipping candy apples? If so, I'd like to see a little bit more of the story, like the dipping process
You like
or something.
you want to see the dipping?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what
I give
else
it a pick. I like it. Apples and eggs are really popular in the food world.
Yeah.
They're simple.
Okay.
I'm going to warm it. Let's get all the colors going.
Yeah.
Let's pop the whites because that's what I'm here for.
Did you turn on HDR? Maybe it was already on.
Oh, sometimes I just do things. Let's do HDR here too.
I don't know.
Wow, this has a real 3D effect to it. I like that. I like your composition. I'm actually going to just bring up the exposure a bit.
Yeah, I'm giving this a pick. It is very cool.
And I'm going to give you a pick as well. Love that,
Great job,
Robert.
Robert.
Good light. Look at this.
Yeah, the lighting here is great. I was pondering maybe more depth of field, but
Oh, I like that you use the background that goes with the can. You have this kind of monochrome look.
he's got the spray bottle going. See the droplets, how much that
Okay.
helps? So much more interesting than just a regular can.
Okay. Are those tostones? No.
I
Okay.
don't know, maybe.
Oh, I like that you have the leaf as the background. You styled it with some things. I don't know what it is. Is it fish?
It
No.
feels like it might be upside down. Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think it's upside down.
Oh.
I'm not sure, but I like it.
Oh, some fajitas, maybe.
This is where the light, so you can see, I think this is fluorescent lighting, and that's just so bad for food, but your food looks delicious. Let's try to warm it up.
Yeah, it's almost on camera. It's very hard.
Yeah, but I still like your food styling. I like the corn in the background.
Yeah, the styling is good. The lighting could use some help. Same with this. I feel like this looks delicious, but I don't know. We need some highlights here on the dark chocolate so it doesn't just kind of disappear. The whites are almost blown out, but just think about the lighting. It looks gorgeous.
Anthony said, eggs are extravagant. And AMV said, so many apples. I'm appalled. They love the food puns. Tony should be drunk to want more depth of field. That's true. Who is this man?
His beer is kicking in.
The beer's kicking in. All right. Chocolates.
I just feel like I want like the negative space on the right feels too much, so maybe a little bit more of a crop. But I think it's a great shot. I love the simple composition. Whatever disc thing you have in the background, charger or whatever.
Yeah, I like that. I think we could include some of that.
Great
wow,
shot.
that looks good. Snacker crack. I don't know what that is, but I can tell I like it.
But it's too yellow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Telling you guys, natural light is the way.
Color is so hard with food.
It really is.
But great job filling the frame.
That's what I mean by food and portraits are similar. We just like have an idea of what color it's supposed to be. Hoja garnished. Cilantro.
Yeah, so again, because so much of the frame is just negative space, we just need to think about the composition we can use where these things are really filling the frame a little bit more. But I think it looks beautiful and the lighting color actually looks pretty good. So here's sort of an action shot of Debbie cooking.
Debbie's cooking. That looks good. Let's just crop it. I don't need to know too much about the situation.
Yeah, that's a good point because there's so much that's not the food.
We got through a lot of photos today.
Yeah.
We should get some kind of live show award. We could make the award first. I like this fresh plate. You've got some good side lighting. I think I'd like a pop of color under the plate because it's very like white on tan.
Mm-hmm.
April, you've got good texture on your cookie. I like that you put 2, so you've got some depth here.
But the lighting's pretty hard.
Yeah, let's try the dropper. This dropper has never worked.
You also have a little bit of dust right there. Just clean that sensor.
Frank.
Oh, it's from Frank.
Frank, is this near us, Frank? This is great.
Yeah.
I like the
Frank's
action.
a local photographer and does a lot of restaurants and such.
I like the texture, the colors. I like that I know I'm in a kitchen, but it's like clothesline with bacon or something. It looks really cool. I give you a pick, Frank, and it's not just because I'm biased.
But maybe if I could see a little more of the chef.
Oh.
Just trying to give some constructive feedback. But it's great. Everything's lined up great. The fact that you're showing the story unfolding is perfect. Cookbooks Media.
Lentil pizza.
This looks great. Like the lighting here looks nice. I like see how it has like a little bit of a sheen to it. The specular highlights there. Other than like the background, having the tiles be a little more interesting.
Look at this dramatic strawberry.
It is so dramatic. I think it's a good opportunity for some water droplets. But overall, I really like the complementary colors and
chickpea wrap. I like that the whole frame is filled with chickpea wrap. We don't know how many chickpea wraps there are. You've got a good sauce on there. You styled it. You sprinkled some green. Sometimes things can get too brown, like brown on starch, but you put some fresh limes and stuff. It looks good.
4 pictures left, and then we've done it.
I don't know what these are.
Are those lychees?
I was wondering if it was
The
lychee.
fruit of my lychee martini.
The only fruit.
The only fruit I know comes in a martini.
That's probably the time you get the most fruit in your life, is just whatever's in your cocktail.
Yeah, most of the fruits I eat are lychees and olives.
Olives a fruit?
It must be, right?
Yeah.
It's got a seed.
Wow, we're learning so much.
Health food.
Look at this, is gorgeous.
Issa, this picture's gorgeous.
I love the fruits. I love the color contrast. I love the way that you graded this photo. The expression. Really beautiful. Pick. You did it.
Yeah, so thoughtful.
Look at this one. Okay, so this is a good way to get around not being able to style food, is to just do a drink and then make it an action drink. Look at that splash.
It's the light on the background that is important here. So that's what Renan has done. Lighting the background creates subject separation, allows the glass to be dark, allows you to see the shape of the water here. Great shot. Wow. And the very last shot came from Erland, who spells his name with 2 E's and 1 A.
What?
Wait, did I screw it up again?
Yeah, you screwed it up again, man.
God.
Don't try to do Erland's name. Alcohol has carbs and makes life exciting. And he did some spot color, so that's interesting. And that's today's show.
Yeah, this is happening in real time.
I'm scared. Someone said that we should get the award of excellence.
This shot it's great, and it has a beautiful background. And he gave you spot color, which is like your favorite thing,
I
Chelsea.
love it. I'm going to pop the whites just so I can return the favor. Pop, 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 pop. And is that it? Let me check for any more comments or questions in the doc. Instead of Dos Equis, Tony would drink Dof Equis like depth of field. Tony T says we get the excellent award. Ecstatic you made it through all the photos. Thank you so much, everybody. We won't be around for the next few weeks, possibly 4 weeks.
Yeah, it might change, but our current plan is, wait, I made a slide.
You did?
Oh, I was going to say May 23rd, we'll look at your most recent shot. So between now and May 23rd, your project is to take a picture and then we'll review it on May 23rd.
Can you also put a slide in there for self-portraits? Because we promised them we would do that.
Okay.
And I don't want to forget.
Do you want this to be self-portraits?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we told the people.
Okay.
We told them that last week.
We'll just change it in real time. How about that?
Look at that. Nothing's set in stone.
May 23rd, self-portraits. You have a month to work on it. We're going to be unable to stream, probably. So.
Yeah. We'll be outside of the realm of streaming, but you'll be with us in our hearts. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you May 23rd. So, oh yeah, we have to turn off our own show.
Bye.
Bye. That is all.
That is all.